What is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Are the Cubs on the way to just unloading everyone after trading away Yu Darvish yesterday? There could be some more on the move soon. We're going to talk about it tonight. What is next for the Chicago Cubs? Willson Contreras might be on the block. We had a 3-team trade go down today. We're going to talk about it. Let's get to it.
Wake up the Don Bambino and have me face him. Maybe I'll drill him in the ass.
And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? I'm seeing a few of you already in here, all ready to talk some baseball. I'm seeing 43, 42 people in the chat. What is going on? Welcome, everyone. What an eventful night we had last night. One of the most, it's funny because it's not one of the more shocking trades, or the player at least, I was not surprised he got traded. But overall, the deal that ended up getting done was one of the most shocking trades I have ever seen as a baseball fan. Still processing that trade, to be honest with you. We got a lot to talk about with that still. We're going to look at some fallout over that trade, what people are saying about it. Going to tell you, it's not exactly the most positive out there. So, especially among Chicago Cubs fans. But we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about as well, Willson Contreras could be on the move rather soon. And to be honest with you, it seems like that entire Chicago Cubs team could be on the move soon. We're going to talk about a three-way trade that happened today between the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Rays. Not too much to talk about tonight, but hey, we got to talk about the news whenever there is news to be talked about. So, before I get started, I got to do the cheap plugs. I'm sorry, everyone. But if you can, hit that subscribe button for me. If you are new here, not really sure what's going on, hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by opening day. It's going to be a tough goal to reach. But if you are looking for more baseball news, if you are looking for more baseball content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit that like button for me. Everyone, I want to say thank you for last night. I believe we almost got, I think as of right now, we definitely got to 100 likes on that stream last night, but we got well over that. We had 243 likes on that stream last night. You are all fantastic. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. But if you can, do it again. Hit that like button. Let's try and get to at least 50 tonight. I'm seeing we're already at 26. So hit that like button for me if you have yet to already. I'm telling you, it helps that algorithm. You saw how many people joined into that stream last night. We had almost 300 people in that stream last night. I'm telling you, the like button helps. It really helps. Also, go follow me on Twitter if you're looking to talk some more baseball throughout the day. So, everyone, let me come back to here. Okay, let me get this music turned off. There we go. Alrighty, but I am seeing a lot of familiar faces in the chat. What is going on? Lillian and Nora, hello. Brian Johnson, JH Sports, Jackson, thank you for coming out. What is going on? DMD, hello, hello. Brad, what is going on? Hilton, hello. Elliot, hello. Caleb, Banana, what is going on? Matthew Bradigan, what is going on, my friend? Thank you for coming out. Probably not Paul, hello. I like that name. Probably not Paul. Are you Paul? I don't know. You're probably not Paul. So Ken Curtis, hello, hello. Daniel Wells, Cubs fan in the chat. Edmund19, what is going on? But everyone, let's not waste any time. Let's get to our first story. We're going to talk about the Yu Darvish trade fallout here in a second, but I think this is more important to get the show started off with, and that's Willson Contreras drawing trade interest, and that's no surprise. It seems like everyone on this Cubs roster is just up for trade right now. And yeah, not surprising to see Willson Contreras. He's going to be a free agent in a couple of years. So definitely going to be drawing some interest on this market, especially if a team is looking to try and trade for a catcher and they don't want to spend that big money on JT Realmuto. So unfortunately, Willson Contreras could be holding up the JT Realmuto market now. So he is a lot cheaper than JT Realmuto is. He's going to be a lot younger. So it might be a while before we see JT Realmuto sign with a team. I think he's going to end up back with the Phillies, and maybe this Willson, the Willson Contreras rumors or the trade talks, this might slow everything down for JT Realmuto, and maybe he indeed decides to go back to the Phillies. I just really think that's going to happen at this point. I don't see where else he can go. But we're talking about Willson Contreras at the moment. So let's share the screen. Let's get to the article. So as you can see here, Cubs extensively shopping Willson Contreras. This is on MLB Trade Rumors. The Cubs made a couple of significant subtractions from their roster Monday when they agreed to trade right-handed ace Yu Darvish and catcher Victor Caratini to the Padres. Those two may not be the last noteworthy players the Cubs part with in a trade this winter, though, as they're extensively shopping catcher Willson Contreras, Bob Nightingale of USA Today reports. So Willson Contreras, he's 28 years old. He's already one of the better catchers in the game. He improved a bit this past season, especially on defense. With the offense, I mean, you're going to get a pretty good bat with a Willson Contreras. Overall, the batting average was a little low this year, but over a 60-game sample size, not the worst thing. But his on-base percentage was still really good. The slugging was down. It just seems like that Cubs offense was just down. It seems like that Cubs offense has been down since like 2017 or 2018. It just seems like they've been struggling for the last couple of years. But overall, Willson Contreras, not exactly the year that, he had in 2019, but overall 763 OPS. It's not terrible by any means. It's not great by any means, but, it's whatever. It's fine. But the on-base is still really good. And he's only 28 years old. So if we go take a look at how he did last year in 2019, unfortunately, we have to keep going back to these 2019 stats because 2020 is such a small sample size. But if you actually take a look, he played 57 out of those 60 games last year. But in 105 games in 2019, 24 home runs, 64 RBIs, hit 272, 888 OPS. I mean, this is a guy that is really going to just be a solid catcher for you. Let me pull him up on Fangraphs. I don't want the contract. But actually, what is he going to be making this year? I believe he's going to be making like $8 million this year. Something like that, which is very affordable, especially in this day and age, where teams are definitely going to be more attracted to that than paying big money for JT Realmuto, who's a few years older. So looking at Willson Contreras with the stats, I want to go take a look at the fielding especially. But as you can see, the defensive runs above average really improved in 2020. It was, again, over 57 games for him. But in 2019, it was a negative 0.3. But this year, it improved to 4.6. So that's really good. If we go take a look more extensively with the fielding, if we take a look, he had one defensive run saved, and the framing really improved. If you look at the framing, that's been one thing that has been kind of a tough thing for him in his career so far. I mean, look at 2017, negative 9.1, 2018, negative 18.2. That is just awful. 2019, negative 8.9, but then he had 1.7 this year over 57 games. So that to me is a really good sign for Willson Contreras. The defense is starting to come around. You're going to have a pretty decent bat with a Willson Contreras. So it's no surprise to see teams want him, especially because he's on the Cubs. It seems like the Cubs, and I'm going to talk about this in a second with Yu Darvish, but I'll get more into it. But, I'll tell you, with that Yu Darvish trade, it wasn't that the trade was just bad, but that trade last night with Yu Darvish, that makes me think, like, what are these other players? What is it going to take for these other players on the Cubs? You basically got Yu Darvish for a bag of magic beans, for just pixie dust. You don't even know what these players are going to be. These teenage prospects that they end up getting, very high upside, but unfortunately, these players, I mean, they're not really, if you think about it, they're prospects, but they're not even really considered, in my opinion, prospects at the moment because they're teenagers. You don't really know. Like, they haven't really gotten past rookie ball at this moment. I think one of them got to maybe single A. I could be wrong on that, but it's just saying here when it comes to that trade last night, they basically got Yu Darvish for Zach Davies and very high upside prospects where you don't even know what the heck is going to happen with these prospects. So what is it going to take to get a Willson Contreras? So Willson Contreras, this is very interesting if you ask me. So I figured we could go baseball trade values. We can maybe work out some trades. See, I mean, again, I really thought, the trade scenarios that we were coming up with on here seemed pretty realistic to me, and they didn't seem too far-fetched, especially when you look at a guy like Blake Snell, who I understand he's younger, he's more affordable. I understand that. But with a Yu Darvish, man, that's a guy, whatever, he's 33, 34 years old. But this is a guy, the velocity is still really good with him. The breaking stuff is still really good with him. He had a really good year this past year, over a 60-game season, but he finished second in Cy Young voting. So to me, I mean, on paper right now, what the Cubs got back for him was just garbage, just horrible. At least on paper right now. Who knows what will end up happening in the next 5 to 7 years. But let's take a look here. Getting back to Willson Contreras, I'm still going to think, Willson Contreras, when it comes to a trade for him, this is a guy, he's younger. He's a catcher. So, there aren't really too many catchers out there. I think with the Cubs, they could hang on to a Willson Contreras. They could play more hardball when it comes to a guy like him. Because with Yu Darvish, you have to remember, too, he had the big contract. He was going to be getting $22 million this year. Again, what I read about Yu Darvish, too, is that the Padres are only going to be they're only going to be or the Cubs are going to be paying $5 million of that contract. So not really a lot, but anyway, but when it comes to Willson Contreras, you're not really getting, it's not a lot of money. So the Cubs, I think they can hold out longer for a bigger package. I mean, I think they could have held out for Yu Darvish too. They didn't need to trade Yu Darvish. I mean, they could have, honestly, in my opinion, they could have waited another 2 months and they probably would have gotten the same exact package for him. I'm very surprised that they did that. I don't know, unless they know something about these prospects, unless they kind of feel good about some of these prospects they're getting back. I don't know. Maybe the Cubs know something that we don't. I don't know. I mean, on paper, though, not good. But for Willson Contreras, this is a guy where I think, if you look at the value here for a Willson Contreras, you look here, 28.3. So I think with the Cubs, you're going to get a better package back for a Willson Contreras. Again, the catching position, it's pretty scarce among the major leagues. Not really many catchers are going to be up for trade. A lot of teams are pretty set with catcher, or they're not too concerned about the catcher position, at least as of right now. Like the Angels, they could maybe use an upgrade at catcher if they feel like they need an upgrade over Stacy. Or Stassi. I can never remember if I'm pronouncing that right. I think is it Stassi? Whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. So maybe them. The Yankees are a big one, obviously. Do they want to upgrade over Gary Sanchez? We're going to get into some fun kind of trades here. I've been kind of thinking about stuff today. And so, yeah, I mean, so let's actually go to Fangraphs real quick. Let's take a look. Who are some teams that could use help at the catching position? Taking a look here. Okay, hold on. No, I don't want to go to fielding. I want to go to batting. I want to go to team stats. I want to go catcher. Here we go. All right, so if you take a look at the overall production, the White Sox, they had the best production from catchers last year. They had Yasmani Grandal, James McCann. So I don't think the White Sox will be looking to grab a Yasmani. They already have Yasmani Grandal, so they're not going to go after Willson Contreras. Now, it's interesting. This is an interesting one. Could the Phillies maybe go after a Willson Contreras? I don't know. Do they maybe go after him instead of bringing back a JT Realmuto? That could be interesting. They would get him for a lot cheaper. Let me actually real quick. Let me come back. Willson Contreras contract. I believe he's going to be making. Is it $6 million this year? No, I don't want to go to career earnings. Contract details. So he's going to be making $6.2 million. He's going to be eligible for arbitration for 2022, and then he'll be a free agent in 2023. So this is very interesting to where he is a lot cheaper. Could the Phillies maybe consider going after him instead of bringing Real Muto back? That's interesting if you ask me. If you go to the bottom of this list, though, I mean, the Rockies could definitely use an upgrade. I don't know what they end up doing, though. I know the Rays, they just got Mejia. I don't know. Do they go after Contreras, though? I don't know. They're like loading up on catchers right now. I don't think they're going to do that. Blue Jays probably not. They got Danny Jansen. Maybe the Rangers. That's possible. I don't know. Do the Rangers really have a lot to give? We could go take a look. As of right now, last year they were pretty split. They had Jose Trevino, Jeff Mathis, Samuel Huff. Chirinos kind of split behind there. So I don't know. Maybe the Rangers. They've been making some moves. Again, you could maybe the Cardinals. No. The Mets already took care of their catching position. Diamondbacks. No. I don't know. I think the Yankees. I think there's a couple of different things the Yankees could do with maybe a Willson Contreras. There could be they could get possibly look into a package of players, at least according to some of their needs that they need. So I would say right now the Angels. I mean, you could, if you're the Angels, if you take a look at what they had. I mean, Stassi wasn't bad. I swear, I'm gonna go crazy. I gotta figure out how do you pronounce? Is it Stassi or is it Stacy? I'm gonna lose my mind. I think it's Stacy. It's Stacy. No, it's Stassi. It's Stassi. Stassi, right there. Right? Is that Stassi? I think it's Stassi. Okay, whatever. So Angels definitely maybe could look into this. I mean, he was pretty good last year. So I don't know if they really. I don't know. I don't think they need to move away from him. They have him and Ben Boom. So maybe not the Angels so much. Unless they really wanted to go big and go for a Real Muto, that's possible. So honestly, right now, if you take a look, no, not the Red Sox. Dodge. I don't know. I don't think the Dodgers. No, I mean, nah. I mean, they got Smith. They got Kyber Ruiz. That's not gonna work. Nah. So really, when it comes down to it, when you look at teams that could really use it, an upgrade at catcher, you could maybe say the Rangers. You could say the Yankees. And the Phillies, honestly. I really think if you're the Phillies, hey, this is a pretty good catcher. Maybe you could trade for it. So let's look at those three teams. Banana, the Brewers. You could definitely say the Brewers too. But are they going to trade him in the division? Are they that desperate? I mean, honestly, if they're going for a full rebuild, I mean, who cares, honestly? Maybe the Rays. But like I said, they've been really loading up on catchers. They got Zunino. They got Mejia. And they just brought in some prospects too. I don't know. It's possible they could go for a Contreras, maybe. If you take a look, the Brewers, terrible production last year from the catching position. Maybe the Brewers can get involved. We'll take a look at the Brewers too. So, okay, here we go. Taking a look. Let's start with the Brewers. What can the Brewers do? This to me, I would say, is the least likely. You just don't really ever see teams kind of trading within the division. So, but whatever. Let's just take a look at this. So, Contreras, taking a look. All right. So, as you can see, a 28.3 value. Let me actually pull up the Brewers' top prospects to kind of get a look. Alrighty. So, the Brewers, they definitely could use some work with their farm system. It doesn't rank very good. Taking a look. Alrighty. Here we go. So, Brewers. Let's just go. I don't know. Who is there? Okay, they got Omar Narvaez. I don't know. They could maybe send him back. Taking a look, he's 28. I don't know. Maybe that could be something. I don't know. But taking a look. All right, so maybe I don't know. They just drafted Garrett Mitchell. I mean, as of right now, he's the number one prospect. Do you get rid of a Garrett Mitchell? That's who knows. You just saw Cole Wilcox, who just got drafted. He got traded to the Rays, so it's possible these guys can get traded. Maybe a Mario Feliciano. That could be interesting. So, Feliciano, that means maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could do here. I mean, maybe Mitchell. I don't know. Maybe something like this. A couple pretty good prospects for a Contreras. I don't think the Brewers would do that. I mean, they don't really have too much of a farm system right now. Oh, Sean, thank you. The Nationals, too. I completely forgot. Every time I think of the Nationals with catching, I'm always thinking Yan Gomes and Kurt Suzuki. But now Kurt Suzuki's a free agent. So yeah, absolutely. The Nationals as well. Totally. Definitely could be the Nationals. And there's a couple of, actually, now that I think about it, there's a couple of things you could do with the Nationals. So yeah, Brewers, I'm not really seeing it too much. I don't think that's going to happen. Since I'm on the topic of the Nationals, let's go to them. So taking a look, the Nationals are an interesting one because the Cubs have a couple of players here where they could maybe part. But let's just stick with Contreras for now. And what could you maybe see the Nationals send back? So, I mean, Carter Kieboom has been in talks. So maybe, I don't know. So maybe, I don't know. I think that's I don't know. The Nationals do that? I don't think so. I don't think so with this. I don't know. I don't think you give up Kieboom for him unless if maybe if the Cubs possibly add in a Chris Bryant. Could you maybe see something like this? Chris Bryant and Contreras for a Carter Kieboom? Could you maybe see something like this? I don't know. Maybe. It seems a little crazy, but I mean, the Cubs basically just gave up Darvish for pixie dust. So honestly, if you got a Carter Kieboom out of this, you got a long-term guy at third base, and then you're getting rid of money right here. I mean, honestly, if they're going to be struggling with money, are they going to bring back Contreras in a couple of years? I don't know. So maybe you go Kieboom. If you go to the Nationals, I mean, maybe they could throw in another prospect. I mean, I've read that they're not going to part with a Rutledge or a Cavalli. So I don't know. Maybe you can get someone else in the top 10. I don't know. Let's just say maybe a Seth Romero, something like that, number 7 prospect. Romero, where are you at? That's the thing about the Nationals farm system. It's not very deep. Romero. Here we go. So maybe something like this? I don't know. Maybe. So this would be good. This would be great for the Nationals. And if the Cubs could if you had some kind of a package like a package like this, maybe you could end up getting a pretty good guy in a Carter Kieboom. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So I could definitely see the Nationals getting involved. Again, Sean Norton, thank you so much. I'm always going blank on the Nationals when it comes to catchers. But yeah, maybe something like this. Another team that you could maybe look at. Again, let's go to the Phillies real quick. Let's say the Phillies are like, hey, you know what? We could maybe go after a Willson Contreras. Let's go get Willson Contreras instead of bringing JT back. So I think the Phillies could maybe get something done. Hold on. I want to take Bryant off. No. All right. So, okay. So for the Phillies, I mean, what could you could, okay, maybe Stott. Shortstop prospect. Javier Baez is going to be out of there soon, most likely. I don't know. Maybe one more guy can get this done. I don't know. Let me look here. Phillies. So Bryson Stott, the number 2 prospect. Maybe Marchand. Maybe that. Maybe you could do something like this. Stott and Marchand for Contreras. I don't know. That's, again, that just seems crazy on paper, but, you know, but who knows? Maybe something like this, that could maybe get it done. I don't know. One team I think could be really interesting to look at. Maybe the Yankees. The Yankees. Could the Yankees go after a Willson Contreras? So let's actually take a look at this. Now, with the Yankees, there's a couple of things here that you could do maybe. I was actually talking with my best friend today. He's a big Yankees fan. He actually said, hey, I would love to go after a guy like a Kyle Hendricks. That would be a great guy for the rotation, the number 2 in that rotation behind a Garrett Cole. That would be a great number 2. So maybe you could do a package of a Kyle Hendricks and a Willson Contreras. Let's just look at Contreras here for a second. What could the Yankees maybe send back? If you're taking a look, well, hey, you already got one guy in Gary Sanchez. Send him back. Sanchez gets a fresh start in Wrigley. Okay, so, all right, so the Cubs are getting a catcher back there. And then, you know, maybe because a couple of prospects can get this done. Maybe, I mean, Clark Schmidt, maybe. That'd be interesting. But again, they got some of these guys down here. Maybe a Peraza, shortstop prospect. Maybe you can throw in a Gill, right-handed pitching prospect. And then you're kind of getting close. I mean, honestly, this is kind of what we saw last night with Darvish. You know, you saw the Cubs receiving less value back. Could you see this? Maybe. I don't know. They did just get a shortstop. Well, again, he's a teenager, though, so that doesn't really count. Peraza's a little closer. If you take a look here at the Yankees prospects. So Dominguez, I feel like, I don't know, Dominguez seems to just be like this next great player. So I just wonder if the Yankees would ever part with him. I mean, you got Clark Schmidt, Davy Garcia. I don't know. I could see maybe Schmidt moving. I don't know about Garcia. He did really well this past year. So again, you have Oswald Peraza, he's the number 4, Gill, maybe Austin Wells. That could be interesting. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I think Sanchez, this would be like the perfect trade to put him in because at least you're switching catchers here. I don't know. The Yankees really value Sanchez. I don't know what it is with them with Sanchez. I don't know. But I don't know. But again, if you're looking at baseball trade values, if you're looking at the numbers here, maybe you throw in one more guy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Florial, something like that. You can maybe take out I don't know. That's actually pretty even if you ask me. That's pretty close. Maybe you can get a package of something like this. I don't know. However, maybe the Yankees are like, you know what? We don't want just Willson Contreras. We want Kyle Hendricks too. Give us Kyle Hendricks. Hey, let's do it. Let's do a trade. Here we go. Hendricks. Now we're going to get fun. We're going to get fun here. So let's take out Gill. Take out Gill. We're going to throw in Schmidt. Okay, maybe you can take out Florial. Who else could we do? I don't know, maybe you can put Gill in there too. I don't know, still pretty far away. I mean, I don't know, would the Yankees do something like this? I don't know, man. That would be you'd have to throw in someone else, and I don't know if the Yankees are going to give up that many prospects. That's going to be a little much if you ask me. I don't know, maybe sounds ridiculous, but this is already too much. Just looking at this just looks ridiculous. I don't know. Do you part with Frazier? Get a number 2 in that rotation. You get a starting catcher in Willson Contreras. I mean, I don't know. This seems a little ridiculous. I don't think this is going to happen. Probably not. But the Yankees, I could see possibly kicking some tires on this. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here with a Willson Contreras. it's going to be a bit interesting to see what ends up happening. 'Cause again, not many teams really need catching help. If I were to pick some teams that could really go after him, honestly, if I were to pick a favorite, again, Sean Norton, thank you so much for bringing it up in the chat, but the Nationals. I think the Nationals could really get in on someone like a Willson Contreras. Maybe the Yankees, if it's like if it includes someone like a Kyle Hendricks. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But let's move on to our next topic. Let's stay with the Cubs. We're going to stay with the Cubs. So next topic, we're going to talk about Yu Darvish a little bit. We're going to kind of look at some fallout, and then we're going to go back to baseball trade values, and we're kind of maybe look at what some things the Cubs could do next. So taking a look here, what is next for the Cubs? It just seems like right now with the Cubs, I mean, after seeing this Yu Darvish trade, after seeing this, it's hold on one second. There we go. But with the Cubs, I'm still a little shocked over the Yu Darvish trade, to be honest. Again, not really so much about Yu Darvish, but just the trade itself. And this kind of, to me, it makes me wonder, how does this affect the trade market? How does this affect the Cubs? Because to me, it makes me think, well, these teams are going to try and just go crazy with the Cubs. Like, they're going to offer these terrible deals. Well, hey, you got rid of Darvish for this package. Hey, this is the best we're going to offer you here. That's why I don't think that trade was very good. It's I don't know. I still don't know what to say about that. But there are some things that the Cubs could definitely do if we're looking at what they're doing here with Darvish. It just seems like everyone is up for grabs right now. So taking a look at the depth chart. Well, as we can see, it looks like the person that runs the Cubs website on MLB.com, they have not been at work because Yu Darvish is still there. So someone with the Cubs needs to get on this. Hello? Well, actually, the trade's not really official yet, is it? So, okay. That makes a little sense. I take that back. But you could maybe see a guy like Kyle Hendricks be on the move. He's making a bit of money. He actually has a pretty friendly contract. But hey, with the Cubs, are they just trying to clear all the payroll right now? Do they end up keeping a Kyle Hendricks? They don't have, if you get rid of Kyle Hendricks and Yu Darvish, oh man, you would have no one. If I were to make a bet, I feel like they hang on to a Kyle Hendricks because he's not on a terrible contract. He's on a pretty friendly contract. But then after Kyle Hendricks, it's like, who do you have? You got Alec Mills, Adbert Alzolay, Colin Rea, Tyson Miller, Braylon Marquez. Braylon Marquez is a fun one to keep an eye out for. But again, unless the Cubs are really just going to ship off everyone and just basically have a minor league team. Who are some other guys? Hey, who knows if a team would want to trade for a Craig Kimbrell? I don't know. He did do pretty good after struggling for the last couple of years. He did pretty well down the stretch for the Cubs. Maybe a team looks into him, but I would imagine that contract's probably not going to be great. Willson Contreras, we already talked about him. Again, it's looking like the Cubs are trying to shop him right now. Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant. Man, it's sad to see that, these players here at the Cubs who have just been cornerstones for this team. Javier Baez could be interesting. We're going to get back to baseball trade values here in a second. We're going to look at some stuff. So Chris Bryant again, could they maybe get rid of a Hayward? I don't know. That contract is pretty bad. I'm not sure if a team is going to want to trade for Jason Hayward. I think the Cubs are stuck with him. So let's go take a look. What could the Cubs do? Take a look here. Let's start with, again, we kind of already looked at a couple. We looked at that package with the Nationals. I think you could maybe see something like that, a Willson Contreras and like a Chris Bryant. That could be possible because they have needs at both positions. So again, I'll put that trade back up here. Here we go. So Bryant, Contreras, and then okay, so baseball trade values is, hold on, Cubs. Oh, why can't you cooperate sometimes? Here we go. So, oh, okay. Oh, cool. It already has the trade back up. So maybe a Carter Keyboom and a Romero, maybe a Keyboom and one more prospect, or maybe just Carter Keyboom on his own for a Bryant and a Contreras. This is possible. I'm not really sure what else the Nationals could do here, but I don't know. Yeah, but this is something you could see with the Nationals. Maybe something, let's go back to the Yankees a little bit. Here we go. So one guy that could be interesting for the Yankees, again, maybe you could look at someone like a Javier Baez. Maybe looking at a Javier Baez. If they don't bring LeMahieu back, that could be really interesting. So hold on. Contreras, take him out. Bryant, take him out. So maybe someone like a Javier Baez. Okay, wow, we got to clear some of this out. Baseball trade values, I love this website, but sometimes they have really, man, oh man, they got to fix something with this website. It's too difficult sometimes to clear some of these guys. But yeah, I don't know. Frazier, get rid of him. You know what? Okay, we're just going to reset this. Here we go. Cubs, Yankees. Okay, Baez. All right, and then again, Baez doesn't have too much value, so I don't think it would be too difficult. So maybe you could put him in a package. Could be interesting. I don't know, maybe if you're the Cubs. If you really want to give up someone like a Kyle Hendricks. I mean, goodness. I mean, you got a pretty good amount of value to make up here. But I don't know, could you get something like this done? A Frazier maybe? Schmidt? And maybe you're kind of in the ballpark here. Maybe something like this. I don't know. You could be getting a shortstop. You can have Torres move over to second. Great glove from Baez. He has some pop in that bat. Not great with the on base, but Hendricks could fit very well into that Yankees rotation. Hey, give up Schmidt, pitching prospect, Frazier, young outfielder. I don't know if you're a Yankee fan, if you want to part with Frazier. Maybe instead of Frazier, you can just do a couple of prospects instead. Maybe Peraza. I don't know. Gill. Something like this. And you're getting kind of close now. Maybe, throw in a Florial. And then you can get two pretty good major league players for 4 decent prospects. These are 4 guys in the top 10 of the Yankees farm system. So, I don't know, something like this, I don't know. Baez could be interesting for the Yankees. Maybe the Reds could use a shortstop. Maybe them. I don't know. The Athletics, maybe. That would be interesting. So, a Chris Bryant. I mean, there's tons of places Chris Bryant go. You can see him maybe go to the Nationals. You can maybe see him go to the Braves. Anthony Rizzo could be really interesting. I wonder if they get rid of Rizzo. What is Anthony Rizzo making? Anthony Rizzo. So, okay, he's making a decent amount. It makes me wonder if the Cubs are going to try and part with him. He's going to be a free agent in 2022. So, that's possible. I don't know. Do they try and get rid of him? Or maybe they try and trade him at the deadline? Nope. Come on, ads. I don't know. But everyone, what are you all thinking here? What do you think the Cubs could do next? Do you think the Cubs could end up making another trade? Tell me in the chat down below. Do you think, who's the next guy that's going to be on the move? Do you think it's going to be Willson Contreras? Do you think it's going to be Chris Bryant? Do you think it's going to be Javier Baez? Could it be a Kyle Hendricks? Could it be an Anthony Rizzo? Tell me in the chat down below. And I'm going to read some comments here in the chat while you're telling me. Hello, JH Sports. What is going on? All right, we're seeing Contreras, Bryant, Baez, Contreras. Jackson, you think Bryant's going to be on his way out? Ramon Vlogs, it's going to be interesting to see if Luis Castillo ends up going somewhere. That's going to take a lot to get him. So, yeah, we're seeing a bit of a mix here. Bryant, Rizzo, Baez. Angels would be really interesting. Jared Grant, that could be an interesting spot for a Kyle Hendricks. Hey, I mean, you know what? Let me actually go back to that. That's an awesome suggestion. That could maybe, possibly. They need starting pitching. And honestly, if they got Trevor Bauer, Trevor Bauer, Kyle Hendricks, Dylan Bundy, could be pretty good. Here, let me go share that. Let me go back to that. That's actually a pretty good idea if you ask me. So, let's put the Angels. Here we go. So, Cubs. I don't know. I just feel like the Angels, could they make a trade for Contreras? Maybe. Let's take a look. Okay, so the Angels maybe got the prospects to get something like this done. Hey, why not? Mike Trout. Let's just send Mike Trout. Let's do that. I'm kidding. Could you imagine they trade Adele? Could you see this? Hendricks and Contreras just for Adele. Man, it's a minor overpay. Could you imagine that? Man, could you see the Angels going all in on something like this? Bringing in Hendricks, bringing in Contreras. Hey, give us Adele and you got a done deal. That could maybe something like this. I don't know. Maybe. Let's just say, all right, no, we're not giving up Adele. All right, okay. Well, you're going to have to give us a whole bunch of other guys. You're going to have to give us Griffin Canning. You're going to have to give us... All right, fine. Take off Griffin Canning. You're going to have to give us Marsh. You're going to have to give us Jordan Adams. And then maybe like one more guy. Maybe like Detmers. Something like this. Jordan Adams. Brandon Marsh. Reed Detmers. Something like that. Could you imagine? This would be crazy if you ask me. I think the Angels, they have the pieces to get something like this done. Could you imagine, man, a Trevor Bauer, Kyle Hendricks, Dylan Bundy, Andrew Heaney, Griffin Canning in that rotation? That's pretty good. So, hey, look out for maybe the Angels. If they want to improve, and if they want to improve the catching position, again, they have Stassi. So, it's not a glaring need. But if they really want to improve here, this could be something. So, Michelle, Ricketts is not looking for value players. Seems like it. I actually read something. I tried finding this. They had this trade up here on the trade boards. So on baseball trade values, you can go to the trade boards and they'll have these featured trades. So, actually, this is interesting. Someone put this here. Carter Kieboom, Yan Gomes for Chris Bryant and Willson Contreras. That's basically what I was just talking about. So, maybe Yan Gomes, you could throw him in there. Yeah, that's actually pretty good if you ask me. You're taking Yan Gomes, bringing on some salary there. So, this is pretty interesting. Maybe. And hey, maybe in that other trade I was suggesting, maybe, let me go back to, I'll go back to that in a second. But, so it looks like here, Angels, someone else did this one too. Oh, that's interesting. Willson Contreras, Kyle Hendricks, Jamie Berea, Jeremiah Jackson, Brandon Marsh, Patrick Sandoval. So people are having kind of the same sort of mindset that I'm having here. I don't know. Hold on. Let me look for that trade. Darvish. I got to find this comment that one guy put, and it was really interesting. All right, so it's loading. This is a really interesting comment, and it made me think kind of what the Cubs may be trying to do right now. I don't know how accurate this is. All right, is this just not going to load? All right, I want most likes. Or let's do actually most comments, because I had a lot of comments on it. I got to find this comment that this guy put. It was really interesting. And after this, we're going to get into the Yu Darvish kind of the reactions from everyone. All right, was it this? Yes, it was this. Look at this comment that someone wrote. Very interesting. All right, where is it? It was a juicy comment, at least in my opinion. Oh, come on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right here. Responding to my own question about the ownership needing the financial help, I guess they are. Just spoke with a friend who has a lot of business ties in Chicago, and apparently they are spending so much redoing the stadium and have bought close to 50 properties surrounding the area for maybe up to $200 million. Hey, Cubs, is this why you're broke? Because you're trying to redo the stadium, which I have someone that I know where she has told me Wrigley Field could definitely use some upgrades and they could definitely use some renovation. So maybe the Cubs are really trying to renovate that stadium right now. And again, it looks like they're trying to do some other business elsewhere. This is interesting if you ask me. Very interesting comment. Not sure how accurate that is. Who knows who that is. But I thought that was just really interesting. Thought I would share that with you. But actually, let me go back here. Let me go back to that Angels. Here we go. Angels, Cubs. So let me go back to that one trade that I just came up with. So Contreras and then Hendricks. And then I thought for a second, well, hey, maybe they could send Stassi back. Oh, no, I had that right. There we go. Here we go. You could send Stassi back in this deal. And then the Cubs have a catcher. So, Cubs. Oh, no, Angels. And again, who are the guys that I said? Maybe a Brandon Marsh. Brandon Marsh, Jordan Adams, Reed Detmers. Oh wow, look at that. That's as dead even as it gets. They're a 10 points off on this trade. That is very even. I think if you're the Cubs, if you can get some kind of a package like this, I think you'd be pretty happy with a package like this. I mean, that's kind of a lot, losing a Hendricks and a Contreras, but you got to feel a lot better about that package than the package you got for Yu Darvish. So, I don't know. Maybe something like this. This would be interesting. But let's actually, real quick, before I move on to our last topic of the night, let's talk about some fallout between this Yu Darvish trade. As you all may know, not really a lot of happiness in Chicago right now. Pretty negative all the way around. So people in Chicago, not necessarily unhappy. Well, I think a lot of people are unhappy about trading Yu Darvish because you also have to imagine too, you're the Cubs, you're a big market team, but you're getting rid of everyone. You're getting rid of your best pitcher. So I can understand the argument for that. But hey, if you really are trying to, free up some money, then you're mad about the package you got back. So there's no way. Again, most people were in Chicago, most Cubs fans, diehard Cubs fans, casual Cubs fans, they're not happy about this. So here, one person put out an interesting tweet here, speculation here. I wonder if the Cubs went for very young guys because they had semi-recent data on those guys as opposed to that high A dude they haven't seen play since last season maybe. So, I don't know. That's what I was saying earlier. Maybe the Cubs kind of know something here that a lot of other teams don't. I don't know. David Kaplan. Who is David Kaplan? Who is this? Does he work with ESPN 1000? All right, so NBCS Chicago. So he says, here's my opinion on the deal. I think it's brutal that a team in this market can't try to compete every year. I also don't believe fans should be required to pay when investments by ownership go awry. This was pure and simple a move money deal. However, if you choose to not believe they have serious financial troubles in that organization, then you're burying your head in the sand. They laid off 100 employees. Their team president left $10 million on the table, and they just traded the Cy Young runner-up to move his money. So, yeah, I'm not denying the fact here that the Cubs, that's awful. You got to lay off all these employees. They're not the only team to have to do that. But Cubs talk. It's not what a financially healthy big market club does, even during a pandemic. It's not what a team with a healthy farm system does. You wouldn't think it's what a franchise trying to get an expensive new TV network off the ground does. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Not a lot. Here we go. Bleacher Nation. Since we're in the moment riffing, I'll add that unless the Cubs are planning to repurpose funds in a depressed market to impact the 2021 team in free agency, can be done, just saying, then they might as well move several other players now for whatever they can. I think maybe they will add some guys from the depressed market, though, to try and compete in 2021. The NL Central is just so bad. Yeah, maybe you get bounced quickly in the postseason, but whatever, get yourself a roll of the dice. So it's possible. The Cubs, they could, there's still a lot of free agents out there. There's still tons of free agents. The Cubs could definitely go out there and try and get some, lower cost guys. I mean, honestly, he's right about that. The NL Central is not very good. The Reds are getting rid of everyone. The Cardinals probably aren't going to do anything this offseason. The Pirates don't even exist. The Brewers, what the heck are they even doing? So, the Cubs can still do something. John Heyman, Padres did a terrific job. I think everyone agrees. Even Steve Cohen, the new owner of the Mets, hey, give the Padres credit. They had a top 5 farm system that gave him flexibility to trade for Snell. Newsflash, the Mets farm system needs to be replenished. So, interesting there. But yeah, John Heyman, 2 biggest keys to the Padres. They built a magnificent system through drafts and international signings. Preller is very aggressive and he doesn't sleep. So, that's pretty much the fallout. If you're a Padres fan, you are as excited as can be. You're ready for a World Series. You're ready to just party in the streets. You are feeling good right now. You felt really good about getting Clevinger at the trade deadline. Didn't quite work out. But now you got Darvish and Snell. Give me a break. That is just ridiculous. And you're going to have Clevinger back for 2022. If you're a Padres fan, you got to be feeling pretty good. Alrighty. So, everyone, I am seeing 147 people in the chat right now. You are all fantastic. Before I move on to my last story, if you can, hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by opening day. If you have yet to hit that like button, hit that like button. We're at 71 likes. Can we get to 100 likes? We're at 71 likes. We are 29 likes away from getting to 100. Let's do it. Let's get to it. 82 likes. You guys are awesome. We're 18 away from 100 likes. Back-to-back nights with 100 likes on the streams. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. So, everyone, last story of the night. I hate to kind of, finish off with a not very exciting one, but it's news. We got to talk about the news. So, 3-team trade. Jose Alvarado going to the Phillies in a 3-team trade between the Rays, the Phillies, and the Dodgers. Let's pull up this trade real quick. Hold on. Let's get this ready. Sharing the screen. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Phillies acquire Jose Alvarado in a 3-team trade with the Rays. The Rays, Phillies, and Dodgers are in a combination on a 3-team deal, according to Mark Topkin of the Tampa Bay Times. As part of the swap, left-hander Jose Alvarado will go from the Rays to the Phillies, and minor league first baseman Dylan Paulson and a player to be named later or cash considerations will go from the Dodgers to Tampa Bay. The Phils announced that left-hander Garrett Clevinger has been sent to Los Angeles to complete the Dodgers' end of the trade. So Jose Alvarado, he is the most well-known name in this deal. Pretty good arm out of the bullpen. He was having some issues this past year with injuries. So I believe he pitched in the playoffs. So he pitched in the ALCS. Did he pitch in the World Series? No, maybe not. I remember he came in for the ALCS. Hey, he had 1 2/3 scoreless innings, so that's pretty good. Jose Alvarado's a decent arm for that Phillies bullpen. We all know very well that the Phillies, they need arms in that bullpen. So, hey, good move for the Phillies. This is kind of the move I was kind of expecting maybe Dombrowski to make. So again, taking a look real quick at Jose Alvarado. This is a guy in his career, a 3.46 ERA in his career over 149 games. I mean, you're going to get a pretty solid arm from Jose Alvarado. In his career, he's averaged about 11 strikeouts per 9. He tends to get a little high with the walks. He doesn't give up too many home runs, though. So overall, I think this is a decent arm for the bullpen for the Phillies. I like it. If he can stay healthy, I think it's going to be good. Taking a look at these other guys, Dylan Pawson. Here we go. So where did he rank? Hold on, let me actually pull that up. Where is he going? Is he going to the Rays? So is he going to be a top prospect with the Rays now? Did I miss him? I don't know. Hey, look, Pedro Martinez. Huh. Interesting. Wow, I didn't know Pedro was playing shortstop now. Man, he got a lot younger. 19 years old. Pedro, man, come back and pitch for the Red Sox. But anyway, I can't really seem to find Pawson on the prospects list, but he was drafted in the 13th round, 2018 draft. Taking a look at what he's done. So in the minors so far, he's only hit 253. A really good on-base percentage, though. 373. Decent amount of home runs. 26 home runs over 175 games. I mean, that's not bad. Didn't do very well in college, though. Not very good in college. I wonder what teams kind of... Well, okay, so he left... So wait, hold on. His last year in USC, he had 255, had 10 home runs. I mean, this is a guy that looks like he has some pop. He gets on base really well. He had a 423 on base percentage in high A ball. So that's someone to keep an eye out for. That seems like a Rays kind of a player. You know, like that kind of like that good on base kind of a guy. He bats left-handed. That's like a Rays kind of a player. I would not be surprised to see him at some point, maybe in the next few years. Definitely look out for him. And then we take a look at the last person in this trade, Garrett Cleavinger. I mean, he really hasn't done anything. So he pitched for the Phillies in one game this year. Gave up 2 hits and gave up a home run. It didn't even get through an inning. So overall, though, interesting piece. He was drafted in the 3rd round. That's not too bad out of the 2015 draft. So he's going to be going to the Dodgers. Hey, the Dodgers seem to do pretty well with getting pitchers back on track. So, hey, definitely keep an eye out for him. So, that could be an arm to, keep an eye out for with the Dodgers. But that is all the news I have for tonight, everyone. I'm going to come back to the chat here for a little bit. So, let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Stormy Creed, he's saying we have 109 likes. There we are, everyone. Thank you so much. We hit our goal for tonight, 100 likes. That's what I love to see, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Here we go. Brad Roblox. Dodger fans try to act confident on the outside, but deep down, they know the Padres are the real king. Oh, man. Hey, the Dodgers got that World Series championship, man. They got that World Series championship. BZ Baseball, what's going on, my friend? Hello, hello. The Twins signed Hanzo Robles. I can actually pull that up real quick. That was a minor signing today. Hanzo Robles. Let's look at some stats here. He's going to the Twins. Let me share my screen. So, he's kind of okay. He's in 313 games, 3.91 ERA. So there was one point he was the closer for the Angels. He was pretty good in 2019, but then he really fell off the rails this year. But he'll be going to the Twins. So look out for him. That's an interesting one. Definitely could help out in that Twins bullpen. They just lost Trevor May, so I think that's this is who they're bringing in to replace Trevor May. You're not getting him for a lot of money, or you're getting him for not a lot of money. Sorry, but yeah, Hanzo Robles going to the Twins today. So here we go. Jackson, Robbie, get 2 more mods. Add Orioles and JH Sports. I thought we had 3 mods in here. Man, Jackson, you're doing some work tonight, my friend. Man, I thought, what happened to Patrick and Sports with AJ? Where are they at? Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to see what's going on with that. But Jackson, I got to say, everyone give a round of applause for Jackson in the chat. He's doing fantastic. Moderating the chat like a champ. Where do I think Willson goes? Griffin, very interesting. Very interesting. Because the Cubs could hang on to him. He's not a lot of money. I don't know. It makes me wonder, do they package Contreras with like a Bryant or a Hendricks? I wonder about that. Because, man, you got to think, if you are Jed Hoyer right now, you have to be thinking, oh boy, people did not like this trade. They did not like this trade. We gotta, if we're going to make another trade, we got to make this one count. So, but if I were to see Contreras going somewhere, honestly, when I did that Angels trade earlier, I really liked that trade. I really liked that. Could you see Contreras go to the Angels? Man, that would be awesome. Whatever. I know the Yankees love Gary Sanchez. I don't know why. I am so sick of Gary Sanchez. Whatever. The guy, sure, he can hit bombs, but dude, the defense is so bad. Like, pitchers don't want to pitch with him, or they don't want to throw to him. Dude, he gives up pass balls all the time. Man, if you're the Yankees, if you could get a Kyle Hendricks and a Willson Contreras, dude, go for it. Like, go for it. I'm honestly disappointed that the Yankees didn't pull off a trade for Darvish. I'm very disappointed in that. Really? What are you doing? Like, seriously, Brian Cashman, this is a Red Sox fan talking to you right now. My team is garbage. The Yankees, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? You could have gotten Yu Darvish. Why? Like, go win. Go get guys. Go trade for someone like a Yu Darvish. Why would you not? I know people might say, no, we don't want Yu Darvish. Nah, I don't want it. It's a lot of money. It's Yu Darvish. He's really good. I mean, God, it's just like, man, Brian Cashman, do something. Do something. I mean, I think Joe Musgrove would be nice. Kyle Hendricks, I would like that. But, man, you could have gotten Darvish for peanuts. What are you doing? Jackson, I agree. Sanchez is overrated. I don't know what it is. I think if you ask Brian Cashman what he wants to, if he would rather have Yu Darvish or Gary Sanchez, he would pick Gary Sanchez. I don't know what it is. So, I don't know. All I'm saying is, as a Red Sox fan, to Yankee fans, to Brian Cashman, dude, it's time to go win. Go win. Seriously, my team is going to suck next year. Go win next year. I don't care, because my team's not going to do anything. Well, I hope they do something, but they're not going to do anything. If you're the Yankees, go do something. Go make something happen. You're letting the Padres get Yu Darvish for a bag of balls. That drives me up a wall. Whatever. Yankees, I hate you. So if you want to continue to suck, be my guest. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. So Daniel Wells, they care more about real estate. It's funny because that guy in the chat, or not in the chat, the guy on Baseball Trade Values, he said the same thing. And they're trying to do some renovations with that stadium. So, Michael, why would the Yankees want to take on Darvish's deal at 35? Here's the thing. so I know Darvish is a bit of money. I get that. But if I don't know, again, there's a lot of hypotheticals. Of course, I would want the Cubs to eat some of that. I mean, who knows how much the Cubs want to eat. They did eat $5 million of it. But I think, man, Darvish, dude, he's good. He's good, man. He just finished second in Cy Young voting. And you can't say now that was in the National League, or it's because of the National League. They had the universal DH over there. Darvish did really good. So, I don't know. I really like Darvish. I think he could have been a good fit over there. But what do I know? I don't know anything. So, Alex, Gary Sanchez is the favorite to win Minor League Player of the Year. I don't think Gary Sanchez could even win Minor League Player of the Year. I'm sorry. I can't stand Gary Sanchez. I just can't. I'm sorry. And people say, like, I keep seeing people defending Gary Sanchez where and they talk about his bat. It's not the bat. Like, I don't care about his bat. The guy can hit balls to Jupiter. I don't care about that. Dude, it's his defense. He can't do anything behind the plate. He's got an arm, but pass ball, pass ball, pass ball, pass ball. It's just like, dude, like Gary Sanchez, man, you got to figure it out. It's like, I'm sorry, but like, yeah, I love the offense. I love the offense from Gary Sanchez. When that guy goes on a run, he is deadly, but he's very inconsistent. It's the defense with him. I don't understand what is this like fixation with him. Like John Boy, dude, Jake over there, they love Gary Sanchez. Why? The guy is pure offense. Like, that's fine. I think that's great. But like, there is no defense. Pitchers don't want to pitch to him. They are not comfortable pitching to him. They're not. And John Boy and Jake can sit there all they want and defend that. But they are not. Garrett Cole, the guy that you just brought in for over $300 million, wanted nothing to do with Gary Sanchez. Nothing. So what does that tell you? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think you give him one more year and then, I don't know. So, Michael, I'm sure Cashman checked in on Darvish. I definitely think he did. I think a lot of teams did. I can't imagine that the Padres got him for that. And all these other teams, I swear, I don't know. These other teams had to, at least in my opinion, had to have looked at that trade and said, are you kidding me? They got him for that? Like, dude, I don't know. So, Jake Romeo, who's my second favorite team. You know, for this year, I'm liking the Royals, man. I'm liking what the Royals are doing. Really. I'm really liking what they're doing. They're a fun team right now. They've been making some good moves. Oh, we got a Gary Sanchez fan in the chat. Oh, Gary Sanchez getting a heart. That's what I'm talking about. Gary Sanchez supporter right here in the chat. Man, that is support right there. Man, oh man. I think you want Kyle Hendricks instead. I definitely think you want Kyle Hendricks instead. But, hey, Gary Sanchez, man, maybe he can go on an MVP run. Who knows? Jacob Law, Robbie, can you check out the second featured trade on baseball trade values, please? Did I look at that one earlier? I think I looked at that one. Are you talking about the Cubs Nationals one? Yeah, I looked at this earlier. I was plugging in some trades, and then I went onto the trade boards, and then I saw this, and that was pretty much almost what I had. And then I saw this guy put Yan Gomes. Oh, wait, is that you? Oh, that's you. Jacob Law, I just made the connection. J-Law22. Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, Jacob, I was here. Oh, that's okay. You weren't here for that. So, yeah, I was plugging in some trades earlier, and I had just Carter Keyboom and Chris Bryant and Willson Contreras. And then I went onto the trade boards, and I saw this one. And I think that's a great idea, honestly. I mean, Yan Gomes, you know, hey, if the Cubs can take back some of that contract, that can kind of, you know, help even some stuff out a little bit. So I think it's a good trade. I like this trade. I'm going to give that a thumbs up for you. I like that trade. How do you have 15 downvotes on this? Baseball trade values, I swear, some of the people on here are so finicky. They drive me nuts, man. Like I've had a couple of trades on here that got like so many downvotes, but then I had a couple of people comment saying, why is this trade getting so many downvotes? It's not a bad trade. So what are the people saying about this? Thank you for featuring my trade. There you go. Oh, cool. You got John to comment back. Hey, that's cool, man. So, yeah, I think something like this could definitely happen, Jacob. I definitely think. Yeah, David Knight. So many salty people on that website, man. So many. But I like this website a lot. I think it continues to grow. When it was around last year, I think it was still pretty unknown, but it's starting to grow. You're starting to see people on Twitter use it, or like take screenshots and post it. So, hey, good for this website. I've really enjoyed using this website for the past year. So, BZ Baseball, the NL Central is going to suck. Yeah, that's probably not going to be a great division, but that's the NL Central every single year. So, every single year, that's the NL Central. Jesse Sanchez, Aaron Judge, MVP. Whoa, what's going on? Matthew Palevsky with a $2 super chat. Lindor trade offers super low since he's still in Cleveland. That's another aspect of the Yu Darvish trade we got to kind of think about here a little bit. Is that Yu Darvish trade going to affect where I'm not like dead center in the camera. Where am I at? There we go. That's a little better. Cool. So, yeah, what is going to happen with Francisco Lindor? This Yu Darvish trade, teams saw that I would have to think that teams saw this trade and just said, what? You got Darvish for a bag of pixie dust? Okay, we're going to start sending these kind of offers to all these other players. So I wonder if the trade market is going to slow down because of that. But again, it's Darvish. You know, again, he's older. He's getting a lot of money. Guys his age tend not to be worth it all that much. So I don't know. I think with a Lindor, I think the Blake Snell trade was pretty spot on. I think that was right down the middle. I think that was a good trade for both sides. So again, Darvish, I can understand why it was kind of like that a little bit, because it has to do with his age and it has to do with the money. So, and the fact that the Cubs are a little desperate. At least it seems like they're desperate. So, I don't know. But I think with Lindor, I still think you're going to see a trade that I think we're all expecting to see. You're going to get the Indians are going to get a few prospects back. I would be shocked if they hung on to him. I'd be shocked. So, everyone, that's all I got for tonight. Not too much else to talk about. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'm seeing a super chat. Darvish is 34. Hasn't popped up on my screen yet. Matthew, thank you so much for the super chat. Darvish is 34 and has a ton of miles on his arm. That is true. I agree, Matthew. That is true. He's getting up there in age. He has thrown a lot, but I think with him, he throws a lot of off-speed stuff. He's not just fastball guy. Like, if you take a look at Darvish, real quick before I get out of here, let's actually go to Yu Darvish. I believe he throws a lot more off-speed stuff than he does fastballs. So, taking a look. He actually throws his fastball only 14% of the time. So he throws his cutter a lot more. And, hey, one person to think of. Oh, actually, here, let me share my screen. One person to think of when it comes to throwing a cutter, Mariano Rivera. So Mariano Rivera lived off of that cutter. I think, the fact that Darvish throws this cutter so much, I think you're going to see a lot more longevity from him. He'll pump in that fastball when he needs to. But again, he goes to that slider a lot. He goes to that curveball. So I think with Darvish, I think he's going to have a bit of longevity. That's just my opinion. I could be really wrong on that. So I don't know. When I look at him, I just think he's going to last. I think you could see him, 38 years old, kind of like Hiroki Kuroda a little bit. Kuroda, how old was Kuroda when he was with the Yankees when he left? I think he was like 36, something like that. I think Darvish I think he'll still be pretty effective I think he's going to be pretty effective for the rest of that contract, to be honest. So that's just me. But what do I know? I'm not an expert by any means. So everyone, that's all I got for tonight. Thank you for coming out tonight. Let's see how many likes we ended up with. 119 likes. If you have yet to hit that like button, if you can, hit that like button for me. And as always, you can hit the thumbs down if you want. If you don't like my face, you can hit the thumbs down too. That is perfectly fine. But again, if you are looking for more baseball news, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by opening day. Again, hit that like button. Go follow me on Twitter if you're looking for more baseball news over there as well. But yeah, so everyone, that's all I got for tonight. thanks for coming out tonight. And if there is any news to talk about tomorrow night, I will be right back here in this chair. So, everyone, thanks for coming out tonight, and I'll talk to you next time.